Hello everyone, my name is History Nuggets, and today we will be continuing our Napoleonic Wars series with the second part of the Peninsular War. 1811 of the Peninsular Wars would kick off with a massive stalemate out west. The first few months of the year would see failed Spanish and British expeditions into French occupations. However, the towns of Badajoz and Olivenza would be captured by the French. Another French army would retreat out of Portugal, where the Duke of Wellington would go on to the offensive, attempting to retake Badajoz by the French. The Battle of Albuera would occur, with the French holding the forces up. Alameda would be besieged, and the French would attack Wellington, only for both sides to not be victorious. Another French attempt to beat Tarifa would occur, but would be indecisive as well. The French army of Aragon, under General Chaudet, would begin their campaign of Aragon and Catalonia. The Spanish would be defeated in many different battles, and Tarragona would be captured, with heavy Spanish losses. 1812 would begin with Wellington renewing the Allied advance into Spain, and the siege of Ciudad Rodrigo, opening up a potential northern invasion into Spain. Badajoz would be captured, with a massive battle seeing 5,000 dead. The Allied army would take Salamanca on the 17th of June, and Wellington would defeat the French at the Battle of Salamanca, seeing French commander Marmont hurt. Wellington would gain massive prestige during this battle, and Anglo-Portuguese forces moved to Madrid, taking the city on the 14th of August. The French, seeing these victories, would retreat from Cadiz, ending the 2.5-year-long siege. The French would abandon Andalusia as well, and the Spanish army would be victorious at the battles of Astorga and Guadalajara. The French would rapidly regroup, and after a failed Wellington siege of Burgos, he would have to retreat to Portugal, losing thousands of men in the process. The French, however, would have to evacuate the lands of Andalusia and Asturias thanks to their advances. The French situation would see them failing to invade Russia, eventually leading to them having to evacuate much of their already taken lands, as well as Austria and Prussia declaring war on France. Napoleon would also have to pull out many troops from the Peninsular War, with only a few scattered garrisons in Spain now. They would see Wellington on the attack, with the Battle of Vittoria seeing a Wellington victory, and the retreating French would reach Penedès in early July, with Wellington not advancing from here. Advances would be stalled thanks to heavy rain in the Basque regions, and Wellington's troops began deserting, with many disputes and arguments going on in the British armies. The French would go on the offensive, winning the Battle of the Pyrenees and the Battle of Maille, as well as the Battle of Roncesvalles, and the French assault would be halted at the Battle of Soriano, with Wellington capturing San Sebastian after a siege. Wellington and the French under Scout suffered many defeats, with the French retreating into the citadel, with Spanish offensives occurring, which would fail. Wellington on the 7th of October would cross into the Badajoz and attack the French, seeing Scout having to retreat. After a separate campaign in northern the Mediterranean region, seeing Barcelona be retaken by the Allies, the invasion of France would begin. Wellington would invade France, where they would win the Battle of Nivelle. The French would begin having to retreat heavily, with Wellington occupying much of the Nive. The battles of the Nive would occur, seeing consistent Wellington victories. The last year of the Peninsular War would see the Battle of Garras, an Allied victory, and amphibious landings at the mouth of the Adour, where Wellington would continue his advance. The Battle of Toulouse would occur, with Wellington once more being victorious, and the abdication of Napoleon occurring, resulting in the Peace of Paris and the end of the Napoleonic Wars. Ferdinand VII would remain King of Spain, and much of the Portuguese and Spanish colonial parts of their empire began revolting and declaring independence. However, that is the end of the Peninsular War. This is History Nuggets. Thank you for watching.